You think you know, but you have no idea. Most of us know about the wildly popular depiction of the disaster that was the Titanic from iconic director James Cameron. The film, produced in 1997, wasn't exactly an accurate depiction of what it was like to experience it firsthand. Because the viewer audience needed to be able to see and distinguish what was happening in the film, Cameron requested more lights on set in order to brighten up the ship and the actors in the darkness. In addition to this, a blue hue was added during the editing process to convey a sense of cold, but in reality, we now know from witness accounts that there was no moon present the night the Titanic went under. This means that the only lights that could be seen in the sky were the very distant stars. This was a far cry from the depiction in film. I want you to imagine being on the open sea in the dead of night, and as many of the ship's occupants settle in, suddenly there's an audible bump, heard throughout the ship by some of its occupants, followed by vibrations. But no one aside from the two men in the crow's nest of the ship really know what's just happened. Crew members begin going door to door to alert the passengers that they need to get dressed and hurry to the deck of the ship. They are alerted of the seriousness of their situation. The ship has just struck a massive iceberg. The starboard, or rather right side of the ship, has been considerably damaged, with 5 of its watertight compartments being sliced open completely. The steel plates on the side of the ship have buckled from the impact as well. Water is flooding its compartments, and fast. It's only a matter of time now before the dark depths of the ocean claim the ship entirely. On top of the already stressed predicament they're in, the crew knows that the ship only has a little less than half of the required lifeboats that they would actually need to safely unload every single passenger. And as the last lifeboat is lowered into the icy waters of the Atlantic Ocean, everyone has to deal with the emotional impact of knowing that now, only death awaits them. What you see in film is not what onlookers witness as the Titanic eventually split in two and it succumbed to the grips of the ocean's depths. Film would have you believe that there was a cool and clear blue sky that accompanied their surroundings, lighting up the ocean's surface where passengers could see clearly. But in reality, passengers were met with a much more perilous view. The ship's lights provided some visibility, but in truth, this would matter very little as the ship broke apart and the calm of the ocean's surface was replaced with screams of despair and the sound of bending and scraping metals. The extreme low visibility, coupled with the frantic voices of those who were fighting against the hypothermia of the waters, truly made for a horrifying experience.